So we're going to have Quantic versus paiN in Group 1 of ECAL's tournament here. And I'm pretty excited. I think that paiN definitely has the potential to bring some kind of surprise to Quantic. I know that Quantic especially is one of the more quote-unquote predictable lineups, especially given their players. You know that Brax is likely going to be going mid. Once again, paiN at gold, that dedicated long laner. You have Korok on the carry, and then Mikey and FizzGamer88 probably going to be dedicated to support this game. But paiN is a team I haven't seen quite as much. I know that South American teams in general kind of practice amongst themselves. I'm not really sure what kind of ping they're getting to the server. Actually, we can just go ahead and check here, I think. Let's see if we can do it. Ping, so yeah, ooh, actually, that's pretty high. So roughly 250 plus, and in some cases, even higher than that for paiN. So that might be a little bit of a problem. See if they can overcome that. As the first ban coming out is going to be Broodmother. And that's hero that Snoopy, actually, I know I was talking with him, feels is a little bit kind of fallen off of the current state of the game. People just know how to deal with it too well. But Quantic going to ban it out anyway. Invoker going to follow suit here as well, coming out from paiN. So the ban's going a little bit fast, which is definitely nice. After that kind of downtime we had during the lobby and the whole Dota 2 patching fiasco. But once again, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining us. My name is Draskyl. Snoopy is currently AFK, but he'll be back shortly. Chen, also now being banned out here by Quantic. So it really looks like Quantic just does not want to get pushed in. paiN's going to take away the CK. CK definitely an understandable ban here, which also means heroes like Panda are going to be seen more and more, I think, in tournament games, because top-tier heroes like CK and Invoker, I think those bans are pretty standard, whereas the Brood is probably not so much. The Chen is understandable. Probably likely to see a double jungle ban, I think, from Quantic here. They might be looking to take out Enchantress as well. Or since they do have first pick, they could potentially take it. I'm not sure if FizzGamer88 is a jungler. I'm not actually sure who that is. I know he's on my friends list, but I didn't have a chance to check his alias before the game started. And they are going to ban out Brewmaster, so instead of being able to see him this game, he's just going to be taken out. Now we're going to have to wait to see what paiN decides to do in reaction, and they're going to take out Lycan. First pick here going to Quantic, and they're going to go with the Furion. Furion definitely an all-around great pick. He just has such good map control. He can push lanes, he can gank, he can pretty much do anything that he wants to do. And we've even started to see people go for a more late-game damage-oriented build. I can't remember who we were casting, but there was a match with Furion who went for a Midas, and then he basically went Necro 3 into crit and MKB, and his right-click was just ridiculous. You couldn't really do anything against it, and he had a pretty good team to protect him, because Furion's one of those heroes who isn't considered a great late-gamer because he's so susceptible to being killed and such. But I really feel like with the proper team and support, he can fit a semi-carry role. Maybe not a hard carry, but just the hero in general is ridiculously versatile. So always going to be a good first pick coming out from Quantic. And once again, paiN taking their time here. Want to try to get the best out of their two picks. And we're still just kind of waiting here. I'm a bit surprised we see the Invoker ban too. A lot of teams don't really heavily favor him. Anybody who was here with us earlier in the cast, we were talking a bit about the dual lane against an Invoker, and a lot of teams kind of just throw two heroes at Invoker and figure that it's going to be a lane win. But there are a lot of situations where even sending a dual lane against somebody like that is not going to really benefit you that much. I mean, yeah, one hero might get farm, but you're not really going to hold the Invoker down that well. So the next pick's coming out relatively fast. Darkseer, Windrunner picked up here for paiN, along with Leshrac and Enigma. So there is just a ludicrous amount of push potential on Quantic at the moment. They have Edict, they have Treants with the teleport gank as well, along with Enigma. So basically, if anybody gets picked off in this situation, it's going to be really, really dangerous. And after seeing the Darkseer, I would imagine that this is probably going to be a middle Windrunner, or at the very least, a jungle Darkseer. That's pretty much their only two options at this point. Gonna have to see what the rest of their picks are to really decide for sure. But I'm kind of leaning more towards a middle Windrunner, because with a Leshrac and the Furion already picked up, you're either going to have a long laner or you're going to have a middle Furion, which I don't think is going to happen. They're probably just going to go ahead and give it to Leshrac unless they pick something that's definitely going to be a for sure mid. But we'll have to find out in the next pick phase here, as we're just waiting on the last of the first pick phase to end here for paiN. They got one hero left to take, and they're going to take VS. Okay, so VS, a hero that we haven't really been seeing too much of. I'm not sure if I just heard somebody come back or if that was just my headset clicking or something like that, but wondering if Snoopy finally made his way back in. But I am definitely curious about this VS pick. I know Swap is great for Enigma, but aside from that, VS as a support is a little bit of a risky support, I would say. She doesn't have the greatest range, so in lane, she doesn't bring you that much. She's a good roamer. She's somebody that you can buy smoke on, run around, and try to kill a mid or something like that, which is definitely possible, even with the 2 potential mids that Quantic has right now. They're both relatively weak, so they could be looking to roam a VS with somebody else. We're going to have Beastmaster taken out here from Quantic as well. And that's another pick or ban rather, that I actually don't know if I agree with here. I mean, the Beastmaster's taken out, but you look at paiN's lineup, I mean, you could say that they don't have a mid for sure, but the Darkseer would probably be the one to go on long lane in this situation, depending on what they go for. And I'm not really sure about that. Welcome back, man. Just in time for my voice to almost stop working. Give you a second to catch up on the bans and picks here so far, as we see Tiny also taken out by paiN. Kind of getting rid of some of the heroes that Korok is well known for, I should say. But what do you think of the Beastmaster ban? I mean, looking at it, I was just talking about it. I'm not sure if you heard me, but I don't know if that was really necessary in this case. I mean, it is another interrupt that goes through, like, Enigma, BKB, if he gets one, the black hole and such, but I just don't really feel like that ban was necessary.
They definitely can still put it in their lineup. You're talking about paiN, right? If they were planning to pick it up.
I mean, they could have potentially run like a Beastmaster long lane jungle Darkseer or something crazy like that, but looking at their team, it just seems a little bit unorthodox for that to happen.
Maybe they were banning it out because they might run like some carry that's susceptible to just the raw factor.
Yeah, I mean,
but they can always pick up SD. They can always pick up SD though, if they were planning to pick up BM.
Well, we're going to have to find out here. Second to last ban coming out from Quantic here in just a couple of minutes. Or hopefully a couple of seconds, not minutes. They do have 1 minute left on their bonus time, though. But yeah, I'm looking at really Quantic's lineup, and I'm thinking, so far, paiN doesn't have a whole lot to stop it in the early game. I mean, Windrunner has some kind of spam. Darkseer can Ion Shell and whatnot, but aside from that, I'm just not really seeing how they're going to stop early game aggression. We're going to have to wait for the last 4 picks, though, to kind of decide that. Queen of paiN and Morphling going to be the last 2 bans out. So, with what we currently see in the pool, I'm expecting a Riki pick here, honestly. And not just because...
or Storm.
Yeah, or Storm, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically for Korok, so those are the 2 heroes that will go to.
Well, I know Brax plays Storm, too. Do you think he'll just mid-lash if they pick up a Storm here?
Yeah, Brax can definitely mid a lot of heroes.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious because this is a situation that I don't see too often. It's because Brax and Korok kind of play, I don't want to say the same style, but they're the same kind of players. They're both very aggressive. They're really good at dominating their lanes and such, so Storm fits both of them really well. So that's why I was kind of curious as to who you thought was going to play it, because I know they both do.
I think if there was a lineup where there was 2 heroes, then, you know, Brax will play 1.
Wow, they pick Lone Druid, so is that going to be a Korok Lone Druid?
It's going to be a first, I guess.
I don't know if I've ever seen him play Lone Druid.
They might have been practicing it, I don't know. But we'll have to see.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to find out here. I'm a little bit shocked, actually.
Shocked or more interested?
Well, interested, yeah, because this isn't really the kind of style that they normally adapt to. Lone Druid is a pretty good mid-game hero if you build him for it, but it's not like typical Korok aggressive, you know, blink hero or something that can just do a tremendous amount of damage, get in and out kind of hero. That's usually what I classify him as playing. As we also see Tide picked up here by paiN, so I'm really interested to see how Quantic is going to run this. I mean, right now you have 2 heroes that could potentially jungle. I can only imagine that it's going to be Enigma, and that way you keep the Lone Druid safer in this situation because he's probably going to be short laning. You have the Fury on top, Lesh mid, and then a support. And maybe something like a CM or a Venomancer at this point, but I would actually kind of want to lean towards CM in this case if I were Quantic, but we'll have to see.
I might just get Veno just for that little extra pushing power. Because I have like 4 semi-pushes already.
Yeah, it would definitely add to their push lineup, but at the same time, in the early game, you're really looking at only one real hard lockdown, and that's in Malefice from Enigma to really get off gank. So if you're going to apply pressure, I would imagine that getting an aggressive here... Okay, wow, Sand King. That I was not expecting. I mean, Sand King can be played as a support in this role, but I'm really not sure how the
I
lanes are going to work out. Are they going to dual
I,
lane mid?
I, I, they're gonna either dual lane mid or bottom. I don't think they're gonna dual lane top. Definitely one of the jungle heroes is gonna go jungle. Bear could either be all three lanes, so can Furion. But I think I'm just gonna go with Lesh Sanking bottom, to be honest.
Yeah, and Klinks is going to be the last pick out here from paiN, and that's a hero we haven't seen in quite a while. I know that some teams like running him. He's pretty good as a side laner. I think he beats actually most heroes in side lane, if I'm not mistaken, depending on who he's going to be up against this game. Likely going to be Furion, so I'm sure he'll do fine. He gets the extra base damage from his fire arrows and such, so his CSing in lane is always going to be pretty good. It allows him to get up a fast Orchid, and he can kind of act as a ganker from that point on, although we haven't seen him lately, so I'm curious as to see what paiN's going to do with him here. And I guess we can go over the lineups really fast here. For paiN, we're going to have Sono playing Tide, Pada on Vengeful Spirit, Pride playing the Windrunner, and that is Sabota, I believe, on Darkseer, and finally Dan's going to be playing on that Klinks. And for Quantic, we're going to have Fizz Gamer 88 playing Enigma, Mikey on Leshrac, so that's going to be a support Leshrac. Brack's actually going to be playing Lone Druid, Panic Gold on Furion, and Korok on Sand King. So in this situation, Korok's going to be farming for sure. Like, Korok just simply does not play the support role.
Yeah, that's definitely a farming Sand King. Just looking at Leshrac's items, he already bought.
Check out our courier and our flag. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Is that like an imp courier or something?
Yeah, I think it's an imp.
Yeah, I think it is an imp. He's not actually facing the camera, though, so I can't see his face. As we're going to find three heroes here. Bottom lane, kind of scouting things out. And Windrunner, along with the VS and the Tidehunter, are all down here from paiN. So they're going to be running a tri-lane, I guess, and a solo top Klinks. That part's not really that surprising, but Darkseer is still kind of sitting around mid. And depending on who goes mid, Darkseer mid might not actually be that bad, but I have a feeling he's just going to rotate to the jungle. I think he's just sitting here for the rune.
Oh, it's gonna be Bear solo, top. By the looks of it, Josh is gonna go middle. I think Darkseer wins that matchup.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I've seen this before. I mean, not in middle lane, of course. I mean, you don't typically see Darkseer as a mid lane, but I've seen it before in a side lane, and the Darkseer pretty much just doesn't take enough damage from Nature's Prophet to really warrant ever backing, basically. Like, he can just sustain this lane as long as he wants, and he's already going to be playing it aggressively by Ion chilling the creeps and making sure that the creeps get into tower range as soon as possible to mess up the last hitting from Furion. And he only actually got one of those. One was denied by Furion, so Panicle doing what he can. And in this bottom lane, it's going to be a try once again. DS Tide and Windrunner against the double stun of Sand King and Leshrac. And this is actually pretty ideal for paiN. Having this lane down here means that there's pretty much no way you can die, barring a Furion gank. But that's the one thing they really still do have to pay attention of. Like, if they get even the Windrunner gets caught out in this situation, double stun is more than enough to pretty much shut down level 1 Windrun. Got some bantering going on in the chat. Hopefully people kind of calm down there. And then Syllabear versus the Klinks top. So what do you think about top lane? You think that Lone Druid's going to do okay here?
I think Lone Druid's gonna do fine. He might. I think if he plays alright, he should be able to CS quite well against the Klinks until Klinks hits like 5, I think. That's when the bear starts getting hurt.
Right, and the other thing, too, that's important to keep in mind here is for Quantic, Brax is basically not in any danger ever in this situation. Like, you can't die to a solo Klinks necessarily unless you just make a really big mistake. So he's going to feel pretty confident in farming this lane. A Darkseer is an okay ganker just because the hero that he's playing is Lone Druid, but he's not going to want to gank in this role. He wants to be able to farm as Darkseer. That's the only reason to really put him in. You get the levels, you get farm. And that's going to allow Quantic to have a much more farm Lone Druid to compensate for this bottom lane, who's probably not going to be able to get much farm at all. As we can see, Panicle teleporting to the bottom rune there as well to take the regen rune. But I don't know if I really give the advantage to either team at this point. It's only about 100 gold ahead right now for Quantic. It's only about a minute in, so nothing really too crazy. Just really shocked to see a Darkseer mid and Klinks pick once again.
Something that we've been seeing a lot from Mouse especially. I think that's where... Or Russian Dota. think that's where it usually first started from.
Yeah, but we haven't seen it recently, have we? It's been a while, I would say. At least a week or two, right? Since the last time we've seen Lynx.
Yeah, about a week, I think.
I suppose that's not too long, but in Dota, since there's so many tournaments being played right now, it's like a week feels for like a long time, you know? You can see Sono chase down Korok here in the bottom lane. Let's go ahead and check over the CS really fast. So 8-2 rather, for that Furion, 6-1 for the Darkseer. So Furion's actually coming out slightly ahead here. I think that being in middle lane is actually better for Furion, because you can't really dive mid-tower that reliably. There's just so many different juke spots you can go to. I mean, if he does get vacuum, he can try to get rid of the trees, but most Darkseers won't get vacuum until sometimes even 6, I would say. I know some Darkseers favor getting in 2 ranks of Surge first, but it looks like this Darkseer is going to get vacuum, starting at level 4. So thanks for proving me wrong. I'm sad now. And Brax in this top lane might be in some trouble, man. There's an invis on Darkseer. Oh, man, Brax is in so much trouble. He's going to get chased down here. One Searing Arrow does make contact. The bear is instantly resummoned to him. The tower does now see Brax. Is he going to be able to get there in time? It's only level 1 Surge. He tries to health pot through the Ion Shell, and there's a TP gank as well coming out onto Klinks. Is he going to go down here? I don't think he... Oh, he might actually die. He does. The last tower hit. The Jordan Tower. So the first blood going to paiN. However, nice TP reaction from the Furion. And that Invis rune just pretty much ruined Lone Druid's entire day, man. That's like the worst case scenario for him.
Yeah, definitely.
He just got so much extra damage off because, I mean, he realized it pretty fast. But, man, that's definitely a bummer for him. So we can see a smoke up in the jungle, so VS and Tide kind of walking through here. Seeing if they can make a kill happen. Hopefully, Atlas Enigma, if they catch him out, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, man. He only has enough mana for 1 Malefice, and then he's pretty much done. He doesn't have his conversions up yet. It
might be going for
they're going to go on mid instead. paiN Gold in a bit of trouble here. There's the VS stun and the Wave of Terror as well, followed by the Gush. That is a lot of minus armor. He doesn't get the TP off in time. Ion Shell and the auto attack from VS enough to pick up the kill. So now currently 1-2 in favor of paiN at just the 4-minute mark. So things have kind of picked up here just a bit. So you can see Leshrac also trading down here with Pride. Throws out a stun actually as well, doing quite a bit of damage. Speaking of damage, DD picked up here by this Darkseer, and there are no wards top. And Braxis looks like he might be caught out of position twice in a row, although it is daytime. I'm not sure if hugging this cliff actually denies him vision from that spot. So we can see Klinks getting himself pretty close here. Is he going to be able to surge up and get the gank off? That's the important thing. He gets the Ion Shell up right away, but yeah, Braxis' positioning is just a little bit too good there. He's able to fall back to the tower and be okay. And bottom lane, we have 11-3 here for Korok in terms of CS, and with the rotation of Tide basically leaving bottom, this opens up Sand King to get his farm on. So if they don't keep making things happen on either top or bottom, I think that paiN's actually going to come out a bit behind in terms of the laning phase. Oh, and it looks like I missed a kill middle.
Bottom.
Oh yeah,
VS
bottom
is
lane.
going to go down
VS
as
is
well.
going to go down here too to the double stun combination. That was really weird. Where was Windrunner? Was she like sitting at middle lane past the river?
No.
Was that Fury?
Where they dropped the sentry. It was a Furion ulti that picked it up.
I was going to say, I don't know how the heck she would have died in that situation, but I guess all that trading with Leshrac definitely paid off. Got her low enough to the point where she would die. And that's what happens when you have heroes with global abilities. You miss a kill. And then I get sad.
Gotta watch out for those. They'll be definitely pinging a lot here and there when the Furion gets his ulti up.
Right. We're going to have VS swinging around here towards top lane. Does Brax know about it? That's going to be the important thing. Level 3 on the VS. He does know right now. As soon as the Windwalk was activated, Klinks is going to chase him down here. Searing Arrow. We're going to have a TP up here from Furion as well, throwing out the Sprout onto VS. Brax is going to be able to TP out of here. No stun in time. Really perfect reaction from Quantic. Nice play there by paiN Gold, buying time for Brax to get the heck out of there. So that was pretty much a wasted gank. Although it did waste a bit of Furion's time as well, as we're going to see Tide get caught out here to the side. That is level 2 Edict. He does have stun as well. Malefice goes off. Mikey probably doesn't even need to use his stun here. So you can see Tide turning and maybe deny himself to those mud golems, but not going to work. Just goes down way too fast. So 4-2 now in favor of Quantic, and things have turned around pretty much straight away here. As we can see, the gold graph is kind of spiking in their favor at this point. About 1,000 gold. Oh, another stun and an epicenter on top of Pride. He is not living through this. Stun follow-up as well. That's going to be a kill again for Leshrac somehow. Guess the epicenter tick's not quite enough to give Korok that extra gold, but this tower is going to go down here relatively fast, and this is what I was saying, man. Aggressive lanes with one pusher can get you towers very, very fast in situations like this, especially considering the supports decided to leave lane. As we can see, the Windrunner and Tide have both come back to this bottom lane. Now, tower's still taking quite a bit of damage. I believe there's a level 4, or no, level 3 conversions, never mind. And deny attempt, but not going to be successful. Enigma picks up the first tier to bottom as top lane. We have a stun going off onto Brax as well. Searing arrow from long distance. It doesn't get the kill. 28 HP. Those Tranquil Boots definitely saving his life. We're going to see a TP up here top by Furion as well. So Pat is in some trouble. There goes the Sprout. He does eat his way out finally, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away here. He does have mana for a TP, but can he get it off? There's the Treants the Scout, though. And that's going to be a kill for paiN Gold. So this Furion's just all over the map, man, right now. 2-1 and 2. 4 out of the 6 kills that his team has have been basically involved in him, but we can see this Darkseer middle lane now, cutting creeps, trying to get as much tower damage done as possible. Tier 1 mid dropping at about below half. Mikey can eat a gush as Quantic is pressuring top lane, so they might get 2 towers here. Well, I shouldn't say 2 like that fast, but they got the first tier tower, and now they're looking to get the first tier top, as Lone Druid has made his way middle to defend against that Darkseer push. Got some pings going on here. They need to be careful, man. There's only 2 of them, and there are 3 from paiN. They have no vision to the high ground. That would be very dangerous to try to engage into that. Tide's level 5 making his way down the river here. Are they going to be able to spot anybody out? Korok trying to run away. They're going to use the high ground advantage, or try to at the very least. There is a Sentry Ward down, though. Nice double stun. Is Tide going to go down first, or Sand King? Sand King's the first to drop. Edict gets the kill on Tide, and now Pride and Pata are both forced to retreat here. Sprout here onto the side into Vengeful Spirit, and she is not going to be able to get away from that. I think he just held position right there. He just knew he was doomed. No way he's going to get away from that. And Nature's Prophet now on a killing spree, so 8-3. As Darkseer Illusions are trying to creep wave cut here and being very annoying. Trying to cause extra damage to that tower. So what do you think, man? Early game has been kind of a lot of action so far. 11 kills in 9 minutes.
Yeah, I think bottom lane did a fairly good job in just not dying, because there was a dual lane against a tri lane. They just waited out on levels and waited for the opportunity from the Furion, I guess. Like, when Furion hit 6, the minute they hit 6, they just went on them and a hero died.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's going to be another tower for Quantic, too. So if you're in paiN shoes, and by the way, it looks like another Furion ultimate kill steal top lane. They managed to pick off Clinks with a double stun here of Korok and Mikey, so there's another kill that I just barely missed. I actually saw it going on, but I was watching the tower because apparently buildings dying is more fascinating to me than heroes, so Quantic gonna try to retreat out here. Tide's still not 6, and that is so important for paiN. They really need him to be 6 in order to fight. Get to see some power shot going off to try to stop the wave from pushing out here. Quantic doing what they can. Gonna see immediate TP out from Leshrac. And not really much that VS can do to stop this. Only level 4. Tide sitting in middle meantime, trying to get his level 6, so for the next team fight he will have his Ravage. Gushes a creep. Not really too much else happening right now. Let's check the gold once again. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty big gold difference now. Going over actually 5,000, maybe even closer to 7,500 and 5,000 experience in favor of Quantic at this point as well. And that has to be entirely attributed to the style of lineup that they're running. I mean, if you get picked off and you lose towers, this is the kind of thing that's going to happen. You're just going to get so far behind in gold. Oh, Enigma might be in some trouble, though. He's going to get caught out to the side. See a Gush going off along with the Anchor Smash. Oh, Pride way off with the power shot. Don't think it's going to matter, though. Stun going up. Pops the power supply. Just in time to give the kill to Windrunner, but now here comes Quantic from the back. Korok going to spot out. Nice and tangled, though, onto the Darkseer as well. Leshrac gets a kill on Tide in the meantime, and that is 2-for-1 trade. Now Korok looking to hunt down this Windrunner. Going to get spotted out by paiN Gold, who TP's in. There's a Sprout, and yep, Pride not going to get away from that. As we can see pings going towards that top lane. Quantic looking to possibly push a tier 3 at just the 11-minute mark. 12-4 right now in their favor.
You can definitely see the levels hurting paiN right now.
Yeah.
They're so under-leveled.
Yeah, I don't really know what paiN's going to really be able to do to stop this. I mean, DS is only level 5. The support that was in the dual lane for Quantic is level 8. I mean, that is just so difficult to deal with. Tide is 6 now, so if they want to fight, now is going to be the time. Can they get a decent vacuum and ultimate off right here? They're going to go on Mikey. Shackle doesn't latch to anything. The Gush went out. Oh, no, that's a bad idea, Clinks. They have an Eye or Sentries or something like that, but Clinks just goes down
above
right away.
Just caught vision of him
the
on top
Sentry
of
on the high ground, yeah.
High ground.
He
Yeah.
just ran a little bit too close. I was checking everybody's inventories. I'm like, I don't see a gem, but yep. Good call on the sentry. Couldn't actually see it on my mini-map because the sentries are like that hollow circle.
Yeah.
And the regular wards are full. But now we're going to have Darkseer running down here. Mikey gets vacuumed in the middle of a bunch of creeps. Iron Shell is still there. Sono kind of holding his ult for a long time, but the tower drops with no contention. And now they're just going to be free to back out here. I can't believe that there wasn't even a Ravage used. I mean, Korok doesn't have Blink yet, so at the very least, they had to have known that he wasn't going to be able to get back in that fast. They could have at least got a hero for it, but instead they give up a tower for basically nothing. And that's something that paiN can't afford to do at this point. I mean, they really have to try to make a game out of this at some point. Darkseer is level 8 right now, by the way, not opting to get any points into wall, although that's pretty normal. Most Darkseers get wall at 9 and 10, or 10 and 11, I should say. Korok gonna get Gush here, back up to the high ground, but now this tower mid is being pressured as well. Have the bear down here, have a bunch of treants. And do you think paiN can actually do anything at this point? Or do you think they're just kind of hesitating a little bit too much?
I don't think they were in the position to do anything during that point of time. Because there was consistent pressure in all three lanes. And I think they just couldn't make up their mind to defend in the proper positions.
Well, Quantic already has the melee racks top lane down to half, as we're going to see Tide and VS coming in from the back. Mikey might be in some trouble here, might use the high ground to try to get a stun, but he just throws out the Ravage now, and the Vacuum and the follow-up VS stun. But there's a nice Blink Epicenter and hits 3. Darkseer and VS both really love the Sandstorm, does eventually take out VS, and now Sono trying to get back into the base, but the Furion Elk comes in and gets a double kill for Nature's Prophet, and now paiN Gold in the base here throws at the Sprout onto Pride, and there's another Burrow Strike. So that's a double kill for the Sand King and the Furion both, 17-5, and I gotta think that this melee Rax is gonna be going down soon, if not GG. I just don't know what paiN's gonna be able to do at this point, man. I don't see it.
It looks like the game's about to be over, I think. Yeah, Ravage is... They know Ravage is down, so they're just gonna keep on trying to apply pressure and keep on pushing. With the items they currently got as well, it's pretty hard to stop.
Yeah, I mean, Korok getting his Blink at just that point in time, getting that triple Blink Epicenter, allowing the Furion Ultimate to pick up 2 extra. And then the TP into the base, really nice coordination so far from Quantic. They've been showing pretty much the kind of team coordination I would expect them to show. I mean, Quantic's always been a very, very strong team. And you can see the goal right now, over 15,000 in favor of Quantic at this point. Experience over 10. And Darkseer actually gets entangled right here by Brax. I'm going to see a Vacuum in, though. Manages to hit 3. I heard a Burrow Strike go off, but I don't think it actually hit anything. But Darkseer is going to fall anyway. And that is another free kill for Quantic. And this bear, pretty low on health. Brax does have another one up, though, so he can resummon it whenever he wants. As bottom lane, it seems like Leshrac is content to just go ahead and push this up and make the rest of paiN split up so they can just push in as 5. And Nature's Prophet just bought a Rapier. Okay. He just bought a straight-up Rapier. They didn't even kill Roche. They're just man-moding it. That Furion hits freaking hard, man. 389 damage. And, yep, the GG's already came out as this tower goes down. No contention. So, Quantic going to take out paiN, I would say, pretty convincingly here in the Group 1 of ECAL's tournament, man. What do you think? Do you think that it was a picking error? Do you think it was a play error, or a mixture of both?
I think just laning wise, might have been a slight error. Could have definitely played the lineup a lot better.
Well, I thought the Darkseer was pretty clever in mid. I thought that was a pretty good idea, actually, because Furion just can't really do too much. And in all honesty, Darkseer can push a tower pretty fast, just in the ability to sit behind a tower like he was doing early in the game. But it just feels like they got so far behind so fast because of the Furion ganks that having him mid just wasn't enough. They also managed to kill the top lane, like Brax as well, and I was looking at everybody's health drop there in the well, as Korok apparently thought it was nice to blink Epicenter everybody after they disconnected. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. My name is Draskyl. Joining me is Snoopy, once again, from Absolute Legends. I want to thank you especially, man, for being here and sitting through that hour delay. I know it's pretty early in the morning for you now. I'm sure you were up all night, as you frequently are, but thanks so much for being here.
No problem, buddy.
And I guess we're going to go ahead and get the heck out of here. I think that was the only game for today, so I want to thank you guys especially for watching. And we will be back in the future with more ECAL tournaments and, of course, anything else Dota 2 related on this channel. So feel free to follow. You can follow me at Draskyl on Twitter as well. And I think that's it, man. I think we're done, though. So we're out of here. And we'll be back with more Dota 2 in the near future. So once again, guys, thank you for watching so much, and we'll be back sometime soon.